Can you trust Tom from Lawrence Systems, me, to do an unbiased review on a product? Or was Tom paid for that product, paid to review it, or was giving that product to Tom a reason to him to say something positive about it? And there's questions that may run around on this. And this stems from a really great video posted by MKBHD asking, can you trust MKBHD? Now, as YouTube has grown as something big that I'm doing, but many others have been doing for a long time, there's obviously a lot of people and a lot of eyes on you. So I think, and I never thought about this before, there should probably be a pretty clear ethics policy on this. And there's a lot of assumptions made, but why have assumptions? We have a web page and a place to post all this information. So based on this video that KBHD had and this little tweet right here, which I thought was also from another influencer slash reviewer slash content creator, you say something positive about a product, how much should they pay you? Say something negative about a product, how much should the competition pay? You just can't win. And overall, they're referring to like YouTube commenters and people who say, hey, did you just get paid to say that? And I get tagged in tweets like this because I say something nice about a product and someone else has an opposing view of that product. And they assume at that point I must be biased and influenced by that company. Now, because of all this, I wanted to make sure and very clearly come up with an articulate way to post and write all this down that we do have a policy. I just didn't have it really, I kind of thought about it, and I have my own guidelines in my head, but hey, let's publish this and make it very clear. And of course, I'll keep this page and I'll link to it, and it's under our contact, under our content ethics, so it's going to be easy to find. Keep it published on our website. It's going to be linked on my YouTube channel here as well. And it's very specifically, I wanted to iron out a few things. One, Lawrence Systems does not and has not produced paid sponsored videos for the YouTube channel. Every video is completely written by Lawrence Systems and we maintain full editorial control. No company can pay for a preferential review or can pay us to produce a video that I would not otherwise create for the channel. I choose to produce videos based on newsworthiness, personal interest, or based on the use of those products. So whether it's a tutorial or whatever, no one paid me to do all these tutorials. I just chose to do them, and they're frequently just based on my use of the product and things that I like. This is also why a lot of people seem to get upset that I don't review their favorite product. And one, I just have no interest in a product. Even if the companies wanted to send me a product, sending me a product does not guarantee a review. That does happen. I see people send me random things. They're hoping to get some sales by me plugging it on the channel. And if it's something I just don't like or have no interest in, I'm not going to take the time because I don't think my audience would be interested in it. And if I'm not passionate about a product, I'm not going to take the time to learn it and review it. Furthermore, I do communicate with manufacturers of products and software covered on this channel and ask them to explain behaviors, comment on a product deficiencies so they can share their side of the story. Now, recently, a perfect example is going to be the Aruba system. I was a little confused when I found out the Aruba dashboard didn't have a lot of features. Now, instead of running out making a video saying I dislike this product because it doesn't have features, I asked them, why is there a lack of features on this particular product? And that back and forth communication led to some clarifications from them like, yeah, they don't exist. Cool. I want to make sure that I just didn't properly read through your documentation and miss something. So I do communicate with them. That was by no means giving them, and this is an important part, no outside company or individual is given a preview of a video before production. They asked if I was going to comment on it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to comment on it. They don't have any influence on it. They were just curious. They did not ask me not to do it. And if they did, it would not have made a difference. Now, the other thing that we want to cover, and we'll use the Aruba as an example again, because I recently did this. Most hardware that we review on this channel was purchased by Lawrence Systems, either for review or as the part of a project that we are working on. Any hardware or software provided by the manufacturer for us to review is disclosed as such in a video. Now that's an important thing as well because we do buy a lot of these things out of pocket, and what we're doing is they're frequently for clients, for review, either or. Sometimes I buy something because I just want to review it. Other times it's something that's passing through here because it's something as part of a project. Many of the software tutorials are just, once again, me just want to teach people how to use, especially the open source software, which obviously there's not any likelihood anyone's paying me for that. It's just a matter of me taking and finding an open source tool and sharing my knowledge on, how to use something like TMUX or SSH or any of the different things I've covered on this channel. So there's, once again, no influence, and it sometimes is paid for or just downloaded when it's free. Or if it is a something sent to me, I even comment not only that it was sent to me, I also say whether or not I get to keep it, because not everything that's sent to me is something I get to keep. So I try to be very clear on that in the video. And that, once again, doesn't affect the bias. Companies send out review units all the time. This is common in the tech industry outside of people who are content creators. So they want you to try out their products and see if you like them. And I want to make sure that I'm always being honest with my audience, because I know not everyone, especially people who are just starting out and building these home labs, they're not afforded easy opportunities like that to say, wow, Tom, it's cool that you got this really nice piece of hardware. That's a lot of money for me, so it's great that you're reviewing it. And for that, I want to be very honest, because I know this may be a big purchase for some people. Especially when you scale out this, if I talk about a Wi-Fi deployment or some other network engineering, you're going to buy maybe a dozen pieces of equipment to deploy in your network. You want to know whether or not those work. You want to know whether or not Tom was paid to say nice things about it, or if it's a product you should really use. That's one of the reasons I publish this, to keep this very honest. Now, further, just a few other details on here. And I didn't say much about it, but I do, we are a U.S.-based company, and we comply with the rules of the Federal Trade Commission. I left a link to some basic guidelines of how people who are posting on social media should comply. We try to follow, I shouldn't say try, we do follow all of these to the best of my knowledge. I read through these laws. I try to make sure I'm being in full compliance. One, I don't want to break the law. Two, I don't want to break the trust of the people that watch my channel. And this is one I threw in here because it comes up. Google AdSense advertisements. Yes, I do monetize my YouTube channel. Yes, there are ads. I don't know what those ads look like because I have YouTube Premium and don't have to see ads. But I've had people complain about the ads on there. Because the advertisements placed on our YouTube videos are selected by Google's AdSense platform, we have no input or affiliation with the ads or the companies that produce them. So one, I don't even see them. It doesn't tell me, hey, Tom, we're going to be rolling an ad from insert name of company. I don't get that type of extra, piece of information from YouTube. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it. I let it set at automatic, let Google do its own, what they think is the best way to do it. There are things I could do further probably of learning about it, but I haven't really taken the time. Maybe there's some tuning in there, but for the most part, I don't know at the current level. I just have it set to automatic because it works and it's not where my focus is. I want the channel to be monetized, so I do have ads on, but I just want to be clear that I don't specifically hand choose those ads. That's a weird message I get randomly, and I never thought about it, because understanding how ad networks work is something I did when I worked in social media and helped companies set this up several years ago. So I've never thought about connecting, where those ads get placed and a brand association with the company. So I left that in there. Now, the other reason I'm making this video is this is what it looks like right now as of July 14th, 2020, publicly on my website. Leave a link down below. But if there's something more that you would like me to be more transparent about, if there's something more you would like to see in there as a policy, like, Tom, it'd be a really good idea if you had this. But I try to keep everything as clear as possible, and I do appreciate feedback from people. So I'll also be linking this to our forums where we can have a more in-depth discussion. So if you want to influence or maybe have me clarify anything around how my channel is done, I always do appreciate that feedback, that it's constructive. And just to let everyone know that when you're reading these reviews, everyone does have a bias towards product, but that bias is not bought and paid for. That bias is because I like something and I'm sharing my opinion on a product because of my use of that product, or because I've tested it, or just something I think is kind of cool and I want to share with my audience. So that's my statement. That's my policy as of July. Feel free to comment on it. Like I said, it'll be in the discussion forums, and I read the YouTube comments as well. So if there's something more that you think I should add in there, hey, maybe I can do an updated video, or I'll reach out again on my live show on Thursday and kind of discuss it. It's always a good topic, and it's always, this is where things are, which of course covers the past because we haven't produced any paid videos previously. It's not like I just now stopped getting paid. I was never paid to make videos. So I just want to make sure we have a clear content policy. And I did title it specifically content ethics, not specifically YouTube ethics, but it does mention a channel. So it's the only place I'm posting content right now. I'll also add the other, if there are others in the future places where my content ends up, that policy will also be mentioned here as how it applies to insert, whatever service I'm using. But for right now, all my content just goes on YouTube. So thanks, and share your thoughts below. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm not going to put an end trailer on this.